Oh, let me ask this question here. Have you identified your cross? Have you identified your struggle? Have you identified what God has given you that you must carry through to victory? See, don't forget that. Okay, all right. Take up his cross. Seaman, just read it, just read it. Take up his cross daily and follow me. 24. For whosoever will save his life, if you want to save your life, shall lose it. But whosoever will lose his life for my sake, the same shall save it. That means that if you go through what you go through, loving God, loving his son, praising God, praising Jesus, keeping your confidence in Jesus, that means that at the end of this, that you will have saved your life. Jesus lets you and I know the prescription or the pathway of victory. Victory comes in verse 24. Yet there is a process of pain in verse 22 and self-denial in verse 23 that you must submit to in order to truly experience the victory of verse 24. Pain, self-denial, then victory. So if you're stuck in that middle part, this is how I feel. And this is what I experienced. And nobody knows my pain. Walk a mile in my shoes. Then this is a famous one. He who feels it knows it. Well, let me tell you something. As long as you know you, as long as it's about you, you'll never get through the verse 24. You need to die. All right, Seaman. Church, this is the exact pattern that we will take a look at in the text of St. Matthew. Jesus has all power, and yet until he becomes powerless in his own self, he will not become all powerful in the strength of the Spirit. Lord Jesus. Church, if you are going to have the victory, live a victorious life, you are going to have to understand the methodology of biblical victory. See, I'm looking for people who want Bible victory. There are all sorts of victories that you can gain, you can have, you can experience. But the Bible victory, a whole nother level. You see, the local church body is made up of different saints who will live and operate at different levels. Yeah. Just as there were 12 disciples, they were all at different levels of service, understanding, and commitment. Likewise, the church of today. One must self-examine and know for themselves who they are and where they are when it comes to how they will live this life of kingdom citizenship. Kingdom citizenship. Don't put the pressure on somebody to be where you are. Some people won't have a mansion on this side. Everybody have a mansion on that side, but some people just can have a matchbox. What's your faith level? What's your obedience level? Yeah. Not everybody's going to be at the same place. I'll carry on. Some will just exist. Some will grow a bit. Then there are those, my, who are greedy, determined, and thus minded to be all that is possible in their Christian walk. And I like it when I recognize those people that come into the house of God, and you know by looking upon their countenance that even if they have been going through something, that they're coming through those doors and they're getting all that God has for. They ain't gonna let their life, they're not gonna let anybody's life, they ain't gonna let the economy, they ain't gonna let political, all that stuff determine who they are. They have come into the house of God, and they're gonna get everything God.